To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta.
Welcome to the MetaCast.
Hello there. Welcome to the MetaCast. I'm your host Aditya, and I hope we are having a good time. Today's episode is based on augmented reality, a very big puzzle piece in the metaverse concept, and it's a game changing one too. We talk in depth about how one should go about in developing AR apps, what are AR development studios, and a lot of exciting stuff, a lot of things I didn't know about. So today's guest is an experienced AR developer himself and is passionate about his work. So let's start the show and welcome Ashwani Bhaiya. Hello, Bhaiya.
Hi, Aditya.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good too. Okay, first of all, welcome to the MetaCast.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for agreeing to do this with me. Okay, let's start with how I got in contact with you. So I started this series called the MetaCast, keeping in mind that I want to know more about the metaverse which is coming up. AR VR tech is something I had interest in, so I thought, yeah, let's start a podcast series on it. And I wanted a person who is like an expert on AR. And when I saw your profile on LinkedIn, I thought, yeah, this is the man. I need to get him. So then we got in
Thank you.
contact. We caught up. So, what was your impression of this initial interaction?
So I have given some talks previously,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
this was something like very new for this. Like I have never given an YouTube interview, which was not for my friends. So this was
right.
like
Okay.
for the first time I got a request. So I
Uh-huh.
I knew that I should not miss this opportunity and like talk more about what I feel is there in the metaverse.
Right. Okay, great. All right. So let's start the session then.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. So I'm a layman. I don't know much about the AR tech. So how would you define augmented reality to me?
Okay, augmented reality. So it is a pretty easy term. Like you
Hmm.
have this real world in which you are currently living. There are
Yeah.
buildings, there are trees, there are houses, and all things like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then there are virtual elements, like
Hmm.
virtual elements which are currently residing in your mobile phone or your laptop.
Yes.
For example, think about having some imaginative stuff in your real world.
Hmm.
That is what augmented reality is. Like
Yeah.
enhancing the real world by virtual objects. That can be
Hmm.
anything. Like, let me give you an example. Take Pokemon Go, for example,
Hmm.
because it's a very famous game. So,
Yeah.
in that game, you have Pokemons in front of you. Those
Yeah.
Pokemons don't exist in real life, obviously.
Hmm.
But in the game, it looks as if in your real world, they are standing in front of you. This
Yes.
is a prime example of augmented reality where you enhance the reality with virtual objects.
Perfect. Okay. Like you have a long journey in the AR space, as of I have seen. So, how did you become the AR developer?
The
Like what?
journey
What?
is
Yeah.
like
Perfect. What was
this.
the journey like?
It started, I guess, around my 9th, 10th class, which was, I guess, 2014, 2015. So
Okay.
back then, I was participating in this quiz called TCS IT Viz, which was for
Uh,
school students.
ha ha ha.
So that is when I started reading more about tech, and that is when I
Mhm.
saw a video. It was a prototype video, a futuristic prototype video of a
Yeah.
helmet which
Uh huh.
showed directions and all in augmented reality. So that
Okay.
helmet was something like you just wear it, and
Uh,
suddenly you are transported into this world, which is your world only, but you get
hmm.
all the instructions, everything, call, maybe every new function. So that blew
Right.
my mind, and that was when I was like, this is something which looks futuristic, and
Yes.
if something like this is being built, I
Huh.
believe it is possible to build other things like these.
Hmm.
And that is when another thing which bugged me was there was a game, I don't know if you have played or not, NFS Most Wanted.
Hmm.
Like
Need
it
for
was a
Speed.
car
Yes.
racing game. It was a
Yes.
pretty famous racing game. So
Yes.
in it,
Yes.
the directions were flawless. Like the navigation system it had, I felt
Hmm.
if we can implement those systems in our real world in AR, that
Hmm.
would be like the end of like that would be like the best thing possible.
Yes.
So that is how I started to know
Started.
about augmented reality. But
Hmm.
then, as soon as I got into college, post my JE
Hmm.
days, I was like,
Hmm.
let's try out things. And that is when I realized that the dream I was dreaming of is very far off. And right now, we have things which can
Yes.
augment the real world in basic sense. So I
Hmm.
started building AR products, learning AR products all through myself. Like during that time, there were no known AR developers to me in the college. So I took
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
from Google and internet. So that is how I
Hmm.
started. Then
Hmm.
later, we started a group for AR developers in our college, and then we started participating in hackathons, getting
Yeah.
internships for each others, and things
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
And that is how eventually we like grew ourselves, and even today we are growing ourselves in this field of AR VR.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's great. All right. So, what do you think students should keep in mind while developing these things? Like they want to become an AR developer in the future. So, what do you think the things they should do to become one?
So how I see augmented reality is like you can program. Like one thing is programming, like doing JavaScript, C++, or any language.
Mm-hmm.
That is a skill. I believe that is a
Okay.
skill, and
Okay.
that is the skill you can learn. So when you
Yeah.
learn that, you can do that. But AR
Hmm.
VR is not as much related to it as much it is related to game development. Like it is not similar to web dev or app dev as much it
Mm-hmm.
is to game development. Why am I saying
Okay.
this? Because eventually, if you say augmented reality or even virtual reality for that say, the
Hmm.
basic sense is world in
Hmm.
our world or another world. Both the
Yeah.
worlds are 3D.
Yes.
So you need to create applications for 3D.
Perfect.
So throughout these last 20 years or so of computer technology boom,
Hmm.
who are those who are always working in 3D? Game development companies or
Yes.
game
Yes.
engines.
Yes.
So
Yes.
game
Yes.
engines are what? Which help you easily create things for 3D. They were created
Hmm.
for the 3D world.
World. Yeah.
So that is what I think students should first learn more about, and then they should maybe master a few game engines and a few
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
concepts, and then
Hmm.
maybe like there is a thinking process which goes on, which might be different for
Hmm.
web dev, app dev, and which is
Hmm. Hmm.
completely different for 3D worlds and game dev. So that is what you
Okay.
would ideally want to acquire.
All right. So, what was your mindset? Like, I guess you had done in Unity 3D. I'm
Yes, yes.
okay.
So
Okay. So,
I
yeah, yeah.
was
Tell me
not
about
like
it.
that learned as I talked it with you. I was just a person who searched on internet and went to the first tutorial possible. So that is how I got to know about Unity. But
Haha.
even today, after knowing a lot of stuff, if I
Hmm.
have to rework on that part,
Yeah.
I will again go it with Unity only because it is a game engine.
Yes.
B, it has a lot and lot of tutorials and a great team, like a great developer community, which is always ready to help.
Hmm.
And C, there are tools for literally anything. Like if you say me something, like if you have an idea,
Yeah.
you can literally build anything from it. All you need is a bit of innovation and maybe a lot of hard work, but everything is possible. That is
Okay.
what I usually feel for this. So yes.
Okay. So, you do you recommend Unity? So you recommend Unity over Unreal Engine? I think there are some Unreal Engine is one of those.
Yes. Like I won't say I recommend, but ideally, if you are someone who is just starting, then
Yeah.
Unity is the best for you. But
Okay.
eventually, like if you want high-end graphics and stuff like that, I believe Unreal is a bit better than Unity.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right, all right. AR is a very big piece of the metaverse concept which is going on right now. So, how do you think it's getting executed?
So how I see the metaverse.
Yes.
It's basically of two parts. Like every
Mm-hmm.
website or any development thing which we are currently doing, it has a back end, it has a front end.
Yeah.
People currently are believing that the back end of the metaverse would be blockchain. This would be something for other another discussion, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
let's now come to the front end. Like
Yes.
ideally, when we visualize metaverse, it is a virtual reality world.
Hmm.
So I believe augmented reality in the future
Hmm.
would be useful to complement that virtual world. Like I obviously you cannot wear VR headsets forever to
Yeah.
go
Yeah. Yeah.
transport into that place, but you can always
Right.
have AR glasses or AR contact lens. Like
Hmm.
right now, if you want to go to Facebook, like how do you know you got a message? First you get a notification, then you
Hmm.
click the notification and then you go to the app.
Hmm.
How I
Hmm.
see the future is the app, the metaverse app is in virtual reality mostly, but we
Yes.
will always be living in this world of home screen, which is our world with
Hmm.
the AR glasses, and the notifications and
Yes.
everything, every connections with it would be here.
Yeah.
Say
All
even
right.
say NFTs, like even if you see
Yeah. Yeah.
NFTs, like you are buying
Hmm. Hmm.
NFTs,
Hmm.
what would be its utility? Maybe you
Hmm.
and me might have same glasses in the future where you can
Yeah.
see on top of the table all the NFTs which I have bought, and maybe they can do something for us.
Right. 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 Right.
Yes.
All
So
right. Okay.
that is my
O-
vision of AR metaverse.
Hi. Okay. All right. All right. So, like, you have some experience in Unity 3D, and you had mentioned about Spark AR. So, what's that about?
Okay, so in augmented reality, currently there are two, like I would say three main things right now.
Hmm.
One is creating AR applications, AR games
Yeah.
like Pokemon Go or any application, Android or iOS or Glass for Glass. That
Yeah.
is predominantly using Unity 3D. Then the
Okay.
second part is how augmented reality has already reached the masses. That
Hmm.
is
Hmm. Hmm.
through filters. Like
Yeah.
majority of us have tried filters.
Yes.
Like that is a field of augmented reality which, while talking, doesn't sound like too fancy.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that is the thing which is earning money right now.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
deny it or not, filters are a big market. So,
Huh.
currently
Huh.
there are two major platforms for filters. One is Snapchat and one is Instagram. Instagram,
Hmm. Hmm.
Facebook, and the chain of Facebook apps. So, for
Yes.
the
Yes.
chain
Yes.
of Facebook apps, to
Huh.
develop filters, you use
Hmm.
Spark AR Studio.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So it's a studio. Like. Okay.
It's like
What is the
it's
difference?
like a game engine, say. Yeah.
Ah. Okay. 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 So can you tell me the difference between the studio and SDK? I don't have much idea about it. So
Okay.
what's the studio? What's the
So
SDK?
So how I say it is like suppose let's take Oculus SDK for this example and Sparkia
Yes.
Studio. So what an
Okay. Okay.
SDK does is SDK has basically a set of features. A company
Uh-huh.
basically has set of features, and
Hmm.
it gives the developers an option to use them and create products.
Okay.
That is a software development kit. That is a kit
Oh.
provided by them so that
Huh.
you can develop on top of it. And like there is a layer of abstraction, like this is the
Hmm.
hardware. Suppose
Yeah.
this is in the Oculus, maybe there may be a hand tracker. You don't have to
Hmm.
hard code like from the zero. We have
Hmm.
created an
Hmm.
SDK on top of it, so you just
Hmm.
have to like call this to track the hand,
Ha,
and we
ha,
will
ha.
take care of the nitty-gritties.
Ah, okay,
So
okay, okay, okay. So it's like
that is the
OOPs, right? Like you can use OOPs
ha.
to.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is OOPs. Like they work on OOPs and they
OP.
create a
Yeah.
basic structure so that you just have to create a function call and things are
Ah,
done.
okay, okay,
So that is basically software development kit. It also has integrations and everything.
okay,
Studio
okay.
is building a complete product. Like it has its own animation, like graphic engine. It will have its
Mm-hmm.
own development. It will also have the core basically
SDK.
development SDK coding methods and all
Pa-
which you can
yeah,
use
yeah,
to call
yeah,
it. But
yeah.
it will also have animation, it will also have 3D visualization and all other features like to create the complete app. Like when you use an SDK, say like I'll talk in the language of Unity. So when you
Yeah.
use an Oculus SDK or any SDK, you use it
Hmm.
in Unity to build your product.
Oh, okay. So,
Here you might take Unity as a studio.
okay. So, this means SDK is a subset of Studio.
Like just a part of it. Yeah.
It's a part of
Even
its
the
Studio.
studio
Okay.
has an SDK. Yeah, a coding part.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, all right, all right, all right. I think I have something to share. I am a big Star Wars fan, and the AR concept I was introduced through Star Wars. So here I have it. So here are some glimpses of where AR was used. Like there was some glimpses of AR, and the people got fascinated by, oh, this is a thing. Holograms might be a thing in the future. So this was one, like meetings conducted in AR. This was one, and a visualization of objects in AR space. This is the thing. This is the Death Star, like, if you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And this was a video recording in the AR realm. Yeah, right. This was
yes.
someone who is projecting AR. Yeah,
Messaging.
yeah.
Yes.
So yes, perfect. So do you think this is the future? So like, we see this in the future?
Oh, obviously, I would like. I believe our creativities were fueled by sci-fi movies and
Uh,
sci-fi stuff, and
yes,
that
yes.
is how, like, I believe development has happened. Like if you see movies like 2002 A Space Odyssey and movies like them, Star
Yeah,
Wars, Star Trek, these are the movies which fueled our imaginations and made us to think, why not we
yeah.
can do this, why not we can do that, and many of them are a reality today. And
Yes, yes,
personally,
yes.
I believe this
Yeah.
would be a reality. Like there might be a better way to do this because those were created in that time with limited
Yeah.
imaginative capabilities than we have
Yes.
currently.
Yeah.
But I guess this is how the future would be. Like if you see, for VR, people are dicey, a bit dicey. Like because
Hmm.
I personally I don't want to have a VR headset stuck on my head forever, like for
Right.
26, 24/7, 365. But I
Yes.
can have a glass which can project stuff
Hmm.
and like have the same utility. Like I want to meet you in real life or meet
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
in 3D, but I don't
Hmm.
want to have a big headset, but I can have the projections. And at the
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
time, there are cameras on four ends of the room, which are
Yeah.
creating a projection of mine in front of you.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I
All
believe
right.
it is not very near, but it
Hmm.
will be there soon, sooner than we expect.
Hmm. All right, all right. Okay, so in the previous episode, Jibin John was a metaverse engineer and he told us about HoloLens. He was talking about HoloLens and he said that it consists of both VR and AR. So, like, I was so confused. Like, how can we switch like fusion of AR and VR? How is it happening? I think Magic Leap is also doing something like that.
Yes, it's an both of them are like AR MR glasses.
So, like, how
Yes.
does it happen? Like, how I am not able to imagine a VR headset and a HoloLens. Like, how is it? How is it happening?
Okay, so for it, I guess let's talk about some core theory. So there is
Hmm.
this continuum timeline, AV continuum, augmented virtuality.
Okay. Okay.
So what it says is on one end of the timeline, we have our
Hmm.
real world. Okay,
Hmm.
so we have our
Yeah.
real world. Then as soon as we go a bit right, we have the augmented reality. That is, you add a few
Hmm.
elements in this real world.
Yes. Yes.
Then we have augmented virtuality, which can
Okay.
also be said as MR, where
Uh
let
huh.
me give you an example. You have this table in front of you,
Hmm.
and you have this VR headset or any
Yeah.
headset for that, say AR headset
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
VR
Hmm.
headset. When real world elements and the virtual world, both of
Hmm.
them fuse together. Like
Hmm.
even in the game which you are playing in the virtual reality, the table you
Yes.
are sitting in front of is a
Ha
part
ha
of
ha.
the game and things like
Okay.
that.
All
So, like,
right.
there are two ways you can see this. One is in augmented virtuality. One is
Hmm.
more of the virtual reality side. So, in one case, you have all the elements and you can use them to make
Hmm.
changes in the virtual world also.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
both of them blend in a seamless way. Like, ideally, you
Hmm.
have the headset, your
Hmm.
entire room would be transported to a virtual reality room, but at the
Hmm.
same time, you know that there is this bed, maybe there is a scientific bed hanging in the air, but its
Okay.
coordinates are the same as your bed. And if you sit
Ah.
on it, you
Yeah.
will feel as if you are sitting on that bed floating in the air.
Perfect. Perfect.
So,
Okay. Got it.
yes.
Okay. Do you have any book recommendations?
So I don't read fiction. Like I
Okay.
read non-fiction more. But
Uh-huh.
there is this one book, Snow Crash, which I
Mm-hmm.
would want to recommend everyone because it's a fiction. And the good thing about it is it was the first time the term metaverse was coined.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
All right.
that book, that is a book which gave this word metaverse. So I would
Uh-huh.
love people to see how the initial visualization was and what it is today. One.
Mm-hmm.
And then in non-fiction, like I recently read a really great book. It is The Almanac of Naval Ravikant.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about wealth, happiness, and everything around it. It's a
Yeah.
very well-written book.
Yep.
And
Yep. Yep.
maybe Sapiens, an all-time favorite.
Yes. 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 All right. All right. Okay. I was reading something about Google's contribution in the AR space, and it started with Google Tango.
Yes. Huh.
After that,
Google,
they called back the project, and after Project Tango. I'm sorry, Project Tango
Project
by
Tango,
Google.
yeah.
Yeah, after that they called back and they started AR core. So why was this I think there was some hardware specifications which was costly in the previous thing, and in the new thing they didn't require any hardware. So how is it that possible? How is it possible?
So I don't know about the exactly about the Tango thing, but I know one thing that Google has tried a lot in this AR/VR field, and
Yes,
they
yes.
had really great products. And
Hmm.
for one reason or another, they have always backed out of their projects. Like
Yeah, yeah.
there was Project Tango, there was this Google Lens,
Yes, yes. Google
way
Lens.
ahead of its time, but
It was
cancelled.
Google Glasses, right? Google Glasses.
Google
Yes.
Glasses, yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Perfect.
Then
Perfect.
that was one thing. Then I think Cardboard was a huge success for them.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
Yes.
is when VR was sold to households, and then
Yeah.
there was AR. Like AR Core also, when I see the releases or the updates, it is
Hmm.
somewhat behind what Apple is doing with AR Kit.
A kit. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
they are working for it. Like right now,
Hmm.
there were rumors that there is a new team being formed for a new product, maybe AR,
Hmm.
maybe VR.
Hmm.
But like there was Google Poly. Like if you, I don't know if you
Yeah,
have heard about it.
yeah. I do. Google Poly was a 3D.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, 3D
It was a
bodies.
free for use 3D model library, and it was very good.
Yeah.
Like it was
It was very
top
good.
notch, and
Yes.
they discontinued it.
Yeah. Recently, I guess in June or July
Yes,
21,
yes,
they discontinued it.
yes. They
Right.
discontinued it.
Yes. I have read about
So,
it somewhere. I have visited the page sometime. Yeah.
huh.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you think about the podcast? We have come to the end, and how was your experience? I loved it.
It was fun talking to you.
I enjoyed the conversation.
Same.
I would love to do a part two of this. The back end part. We did the front end part.
Sure,
We'll do the back end part next time.
sure.
All,
100%. Like
all
I
right.
too really liked it. Like it was something
Yeah.
like there are some things which you don't realize normally, but when you speak
Yeah.
about it, the dots connect. That is
Yeah.
what felt more of like during this conversation, and I like really liked it.
All right. Okay. So have a good time. Please take care.
Thank you. Same to you. Same to you, Aditi.
Thank you for coming. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.